one of the best bantamweights or featherweights in the world, depending on where you would like to classify him, Henry Corrales. First and foremost, Henry, how are things in preparation for Bellator 258?
Things are great, man. Thank you for having me. Everything's on schedule. Just putting in the necessary work and just on it, man.
And the reason why I said that about whether you're a bantamweight or a featherweight is this is obviously your first Bellator fight, going down a weight class to bantamweight. First and foremost, what is the key reasoning behind this decision to move to 135?
Yeah, there's just well, the champ at 135 is Juan Archuleta, and I don't like that guy. I want to fuck him up. So that was the number one reason, the initial reason, and then but now that I'm in the mix, yeah, it doesn't matter. Now I'm just just pumped for new challenges.
That was something I wanted to maybe pick up on. Is you have fought a who's who of the featherweight division, the champ, the last contender, Emmanuel Sanchez. Is it relishing? Are you relishing the opportunity to fight new opponents who you perhaps haven't faced at bantamweight?
Yeah, that's cool, but there's when it all comes down to it, the new opponent that you're fighting is always yourself. Yeah. To be honest, in my case, so it really doesn't matter, dude, who I fight. I just really want to fight.
Well, obviously, I wouldn't classify you as a small featherweight. I would class you as probably a comfortable featherweight. Would that be fair to say in terms of the weight cut?
Yeah.
So can I ask, how difficult is your usual weight cut to featherweight? And what changes have you implemented to go 10 pounds down to bantamweight?
Oh, man, my weight cuts have been super easy. Yeah, and so it's been a breeze, dude. I've literally just all I had to do is stop doing cheat meals. I hired a dietitian, a registered dietitian, Christina Shu, and so I stopped doing cheat meals, dude, because I was doing like 5,000-6,000 calorie cheat meals. So I was fucking just grubbing, dude, being super gluttonous. For the most part, I was eating healthy, but like that once or twice a week, I'll just smash on food because my weight was good. And so I stopped doing that, and fuck, dude, just that alone is just, my weight has just been prime, dude. So yeah, it's cutting weight's always it's definitely a challenge, but the foundation has been laid thick. The weight cut has been started months ago, dude, after the fight. I didn't get fat after this fight. I didn't take no fucking time off. And I've just been on it in preparations for this week. So it's gonna be we're gonna make it happen.
Just at time of recording, let's clarify, we're about 2 weeks out. What are you currently walking around at, if you don't mind me asking?
Yeah, I'm like 149 right now, waking up 149.
Oh, which isn't
bad at all. I'm usually heavier fighting at, so I'm like 13 over. I'm usually at this point at featherweight, I'm like 16 over, 15.
Yeah. So it's just a case more of, as opposed to extra work, it's just a little bit more about discipline in this case.
Yeah, just eating cleaner, and not pushing the limits on what I can get away with, and just focusing more on just like clean fuel. And it's been tremendous. It's been paying off in my training. Training feels good. Recovery feels even better. Sleeping well. Things are dialing in with not being, and that's just it helps just not being so gluttonous with food. So
I've got to ask, because I wasn't aware of this until you mentioned it, but what is the Henry Corrales 6,000 calorie cheat meal? Talk to me about what's on that plate.
Well, when it comes to that, there's a lot of diversity.
Okay.
There's so many different meals, but dude, I'll smash a pizza, and then that ain't enough. So we'll get fucking dessert, and then maybe get dessert twice, do some wings with that too. And yeah, my poor lady, my fiance is just like, fuck, dude, she's just like, no more. So she's been really happy with because she lives a healthy lifestyle year round. So she's been really happy with like not going too crazy on cheat meals and stuff every week.
One day I will get over to Arizona and me and you will go for that 6,000 cheat meal, and I'll see if I'm able to handle it.
Let's go.
Well, let's turn the conversation back to the fight at hand. So, Bellator 258, in 2 weeks' time, you'll be fighting Johnny Campbell. This is obviously a late replacement for Keith Lee. First and foremost, how did you feel when you heard that Keith Lee was out and Johnny Campbell was stepping in?
Well, I just want to know what was happening, like what actually happened with him, if he was okay. You know, I've met his brother a time or two, and he was really nice. So I was just wanted to make sure his health was good, and he was good. So I was like, all right, cool. Who the fuck's next then? And they shot me that name, and it's like, yeah, cool, let's fight.
Obviously, Johnny Campbell hasn't fought in Bellator yet. I think he was scheduled to fight Leandro Higo, I think last year or the year prior. What do you know about Campbell's career and skill set?
Yeah, the guy has 30 plus fights, so he's super experienced, and he's a banger. He's a banger, and he's very you know, he has like six. I looked at his record and watched some film on him. He has an equal number of like decisions, TKOs, I think, and like submissions. So he's kind of well rounded in that aspect. You know, he doesn't seem, from watching his tape, he doesn't seem like a little bitch, and that he'll be there to fight. So that'd be kind of cool.
Do you envisage a similar fight to your last fight against Brandon Gates, which was a little bit of a shootout, if you like?
Yeah, that'd be fun. That'd be fun. But I wasn't too pleased with that performance, in the sense that I could have done more. I left a little in the tank and played it safe because I was winning every single round pretty handedly. And but you know, for the most part, I did my job. I fucking stalked them, and it was, you know, throwing them things. So it's gonna be more of the same, but just a little bit more tenacity for the finish.
Yeah. Is that a goal of this fight, to perhaps get a finish over someone who hasn't fought in the promotion yet?
Yeah, I got to put this guy away.
I wanted to touch on something that is, I don't want to say you're synonymous for, but for a casual audience, you're probably best known for the Aaron Pico knockout. Talk to me about that 67 or 71 seconds, whatever it is. Talk to me about what you remember from that fight.
Yeah, I was using a lot of lateral movement to start the fight, and then I kind of felt like a bitch for running, even though I wasn't. I was just moving laterally, and I was like, "Fuck this shit," and I just came in reckless, and he fucking clipped me, dude. And so with the punch, I was throwing a double jab, and he just, fuck, that guy's so good. He just snuck a right uppercut, fully corked, right underneath it, so I didn't see it. And it was like a flash. It's kind of one of those things where somebody pushes you from behind. Yeah. And you're like, oh, what the fuck? But right away you regain your motor controls, and that's exactly what happened. The moment my ass touched the ground, I just, you know, the rage of just getting up, I was like, I want to kill this motherfucker. And so I just got up and I circled out to see where my legs at. They were fucking good. No Bambi legs. Put those fucking hands up, and I'm said, fuck this, I'm going right back in. Fuck this kid. And I just started fucking slanging him, and he fell right into it and fucking clipped him. And, you know, that's that.
You are somebody, correct me if I'm wrong, but you are somebody who, being a bitch, is not as a big thing to you, but certainly weighs heavy on your mind, both with yourself and your opponent. Is that a fair thing to say?
Yeah, dude, I fight for a lot of like toxic reasons. I'm not fighting in the cage for any healthy reasons. So I'm not afraid to adopt crooked-minded measures. And, you know, I'm not much of an martial artist. I didn't start doing this shit out of respect and this and that. And don't get me wrong, dude, I've learned, you know, I've learned the martial artist lifestyle when it's not fight time, you know, and this and that. And yeah. So it's like,
let's talk about the man that is champion at the weight class you're going to, Juan Archuleta. So you guys fought not your last fight, but the fight previous to that. Why does that decision loss to Archuleta weigh so heavy? Why do you want to get that one back so much?
Because I thought I did just enough to squeak one out, and I don't like the way he carried himself, dude.
Yeah.
I just don't like him. Like, he's a fucking dork. You know, this guy refers to himself as a Spaniard, but he's also a Mexican from Southern California. He wears a conquistador hat, and that's just a clash of fucking ideas right there. Mexican and conquistador. And then he's trying to celebrate Cinco de Mayo now, and just like, dude, you're a fucking dork. Gimmick. He wears costumes. And when the decision got made during that fight, like, he fucking put his hands up like he was celebrating like he snatched that victory. But he ran the whole fight, and I dropped him. I got the only takedown of the fight. So it's like, there wasn't really a winner in the fight, but like it. But if it should have been me. So, yeah, dude. And so, but then again, I've processed that, and that was kind of lame and annoying, whatever. But it's all good.
If memory serves, I think I read an article a couple of weeks ago about in preparation for us to talk, and there was something that you mentioned about does he jump on the cage after the fight ends or something like that, which seemed to annoy you?
Yeah. So he jumped on the cage, and like, dude, people were like, "Get the fuck down, you fucking bitch! Like, you didn't win shit, dude. Get your ass down." And he started flipping everybody off, and like all my friends and family and stuff like that. And it's like, dog, like, if you can't have the wherewithal just to know that that was a fucking lame fight on my part too. If I would have got the decision, bro, I wouldn't even have cracked a smile. There's nothing to smile about that, dude. And so just to see him fucking act like that was just kind of fucking lame.
Out of interest, on the same card is obviously Archuleta defending the title against Sergio Pettis. Do you want Sergio to win and Archuleta to lose his title, or do you want Archuleta to keep the belt so you can perhaps rematch him for it?
Yeah, that'd be nice to get back in there with him for sure. But let's not get it twisted. If the other guy wins, I'll get in there with him too.
Out of all the guys at Bantamweight, as I mentioned earlier, there's a lot of new names that you haven't fought. Other than Archuleta, who would obviously be a rematch, is there another guy at Bantamweight you are perhaps excited to potentially face?
Yeah, just anybody tough. That always excites me. Challenges, and so yeah.
And one thing I want to touch on as well is the Bellator rankings came out recently, and you were one of a couple of names, to be quite candid, who, when I looked through, was quite bemused and quite surprised you weren't in there. And I obviously understand you're going between two weight classes, but in your opinion, where would you be ranked? Where should you be ranked at featherweight or bantamweight, in your opinion?
In my opinion, I shouldn't be ranked in either one, since I left featherweight and I haven't competed at bantamweight. So
Okay, so if you get the win against Johnny Campbell, do you think you should get a ranking?
yeah, I don't really think about stuff like that, because that's kind of something I control.
Okay.
And if I rank myself, I'm fucking up there. So, but what the fuck does that really mean? So it's a waste of mental energy.
Fair enough. Well, for one final question, let's turn ourselves back to the fight at Bellator 258. Henry, give me a prediction for when you face off against Johnny Campbell. What happens?
Yeah, I predict just bringing some fire to him. I'm gonna put it on him.
Is that obviously the victory is the key goal, but is the key goal performance based as well? Put on the show.
Yeah, I gotta perform, man. I gotta perform. I gotta outclass this guy and just fucking mop the cage with him.
Superb. Well, it's a fantastic fight, and I very much look forward to seeing you back in action at a new weight class.
Thank you for having me, man. It was nice talking to you.
I very much appreciate that. Before we go, Henry, how can people find you on social media?
Yeah, I'm at my main platform is Instagram at Henry Corrales MMA. You guys can check that out.
Superb. And before we finish, as I give the opportunity to any of my guests, is there anything you would like to say or sign off with at all?
No, just thanks for having me, and whoever's listening to this, what up, and tune
Superb.
in.
Superb. Look forward to seeing you back in action next month, Henry.
All right, brother. Take care.